Good evening, welcome back to another video. It's Stephen here on a Friday evening on the 21st of June, talking about your Manchester City news. Are you well? Are you good? What are your plans for the weekend? Do let me know in the comments down below, and of course do me a massive favour, give the video a like. It says it right there, I'm moving with the hand at the bottom there. Also, please do feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so when a video goes live you do get a notification. All that stuff absolutely massively helps, so please do me a solid and hit that like button, subscribe, get involved in the live chat, all the usual stuff. It is hugely appreciated. Anyway, this is your Man City Daily News Show, where we scrape through the internet and see what's going around, what the rumours are, and what could be happening on the horizon at Manchester City Football Club. We've got a reasonably quiet day, but some interesting news, including Barca looking at Erling Haaland. We will see. But a little bit more realistic news ahead of that about Issa Kabore potentially going to Everton, the fallout from the England game, and a little bit more. So yeah, welcome to the chat, people watching. UWs, Waste, Double Dog, Devious, Ilias, Nam, you all are absolute legends. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful evening. Yeah, loads to talk about. I'll go through the first bit of news for the day. I'll jump over to my own personal website. And go and talk about Issa Kabore because, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's have a look. So, here's the first bit of news over on my website, esteemedcompany.com, of course. Please feel check it out. According to Africa Foot, Everton, Africa Foot is a website over in Africa about football, of course. Not just about feet. No, nothing wrong with a website about feet if that's what you're into. This is just about football, though, I presume. I haven't clicked it, actually. Let's click it and see if it is just about feet or football. It's about football. We're okay. It's translated from French. I'll go back to over here where it's been translated a little bit better. According to Africa Foot, Everton are interested in signing Issa Kabore. They're going to report that Toffees have made an offer of around €13 million for the Manchester City right-back. Furthermore, Africa Foot goes on to report that Everton is aiming to quickly complete a deal for Kabore, with Dutch giants Ajax also having interest in signing Kabore. Yeah, I think this is potentially true for what it's worth. He's obviously had a pretty good loan at Luton last season. He wasn't a superstar there, but he did well for Luton. They absolutely would be in the market for this kind of player. He's physical, he's strong, he's got a good engine. I can imagine Sean Dyche absolutely being behind that kind of player. Someone who can get up and down, work really hard. And yeah, I think he'd fit into their system quite nicely. The bargain fee of like €13 million would suit them down to a T. I saw some people saying they'd love to see him at Manchester City, but I don't really think he's quite the level of Manchester City. I've got nothing against Kabore, but I think this would probably be a great move for him. A Premier League club like Everton, let's be honest, Everton are a big Premier League club. There's absolutely no shame in joining a club of that size. It'd be massive for him. I agree with Sean in the chat, who says, would a buyback be needed? Of course you put a buyback in, even if it's like quite high. It'd be stupid to let go any young talented player and not have a buyback, given the fact that Kabore, look, he's not Kyle Walker, but, he's fast, he's strong. Who knows how good he could be 3 or 4 years from now? He could become an established Premier League right-back with loads of ability. He was, I think, wasn't he like, if not the player of the tournament, one of the young players of the tournament at the African Nations a while back. So he's absolutely got the pedigree to be a really interesting player. So I think there's something in this. I don't expect him to make it in Manchester City, but I do expect to see Kabore potentially in the Premier League. I think the Ajax links are reasonably well sourced as well. That is the exact kind of player I can imagine Ajax being interested to. A young talent who get better. Yeah, I think there's something in this potentially as well. I think there's something there. I think it'll be an interesting move if it did happen for him. But I think there's something in this. No Frimpong 2.0, please, says Joel McInerney. I don't think this is a Frimpong 2.0. I think he's not quite as naturally as technically talented as Frimpong, but you don't know, man. Like, I was gutted when Frimpong went. I actually was one of the few who watched him a lot at academy level, and I've got the tweets to prove it. I thought he was an excellent player. He was slight, of course, and quite small, but he had the heart of a lion and loads of pace and loads of technical ability and versatility and intelligence. I thought he was a cracking player, and I was convinced he'd make it at a high level one day. And look what's happened. He's going to play for an elite club, I reckon. Of course, he has his limitations, but you can't deny his effectiveness. You can't deny that pace, that skill, that dribbling ability. As well as that infectious personality that he's got, makes him a very exciting prospect. Yeah, a cracking player. And hopefully, Kabore isn't another one that comes back to haunt us on this front, because we don't want to see, another potential player move on. That'd be pretty sad, wouldn't it? A little bit of Sergio Gomez news. Quite a few people are getting involved here. I haven't got that on the scroll a bit at the bottom, but according to the latest news from Mundo Deportivo, it's like Real Sociedad, of course, are interested in signing him, but apparently also AC Milan, Bayern, Roma, Real Betis, and West Ham apparently interested as well. Like, loads of people are interested in signing Sergio Gomez. I maintain Sergio Gomez is going to have a good career. I maintain he is. I think he's got an awful lot of ability. It's like a while, but I think City can make some money on this. Gomez, yeah. I'm not sure if that's intentional. I presume it is. Yeah, Gomez. I think he's got an awful lot of ability. I think he's going to find his own rhythm, his own world at some point, and I think that'll be massive for him. Like, he looks like he doesn't really fully belong at Man City, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just the general vibe he has. He's a nice lad. I can't see him forcing his way into the team, and I don't think Pep really fancies using him either. So I feel like we've got a system here that is not suited for Gomez. He needs to move on. Find his own, his own vibe, his own energy somewhere. And I'd be very happy for him to do that. I do think we could one day go, oh, he looks like a good player. What were we thinking? But that is football. Man City have got such a high level that it's impossible to wait around and see every player is going to make it, So, yeah, I am not going to worry too much about the potential of some players moving on. It is what it is. Some players will move on, some players won't. But that's just football. If every kid was going to make it, you keep them all. But you can't tell. You can't tell, can you, until it actually happens. A little bit of interesting news about a player that I feel could actually make it one day. And this comes from a journalist over in Spain, I presume. This comes from Cesar Luis Merlo. Got an awful lot of followers there. I don't know what all that means. What does that mean? No idea. Don't know where he's from, what he does. But he's on TikTok as well. He's good with the times, this fella. It says, if you translate it, Las Palmas have advanced negotiations to repatriate. They're repatriating him. Okay, they're making him... Okay, fair enough. One of them, Maximo Perrone. The club is working on a new one-year loan with no purchase option from Manchester City. Yeah, I would be very fine with this once again. I really do believe Perrone could actually be a potential Manchester City player. He had a really good developmental loan, is the way I put it. I wouldn't say it was a breakthrough loan, but it was a developmental loan. It became a big part of their team, and statistically, it was absolutely immense. For an under-21 player in the top 5 European leagues, under 23 or something like that, the most forward passes completed and the most interceptions defensively or something like that. It was stupid. Right at the top of all the metrics, basically. And you can see that this guy is cut from a very impressive cloth with loads and loads of natural ability. A smart player with Gundogan-esque traits. The latter Gundogan, not the young Gundogan who was more of a dribbler. The latter Gundogan who moved around the pitch with such an elegance, such a gracefulness. So yeah, I like him. I think he's got a lot going for him. It's going to take a while for him to reach Manchester City's level, but who knows what a loan again at La Liga could do for him. We've signed the likes of Ferran Torres and whatever off the back of essentially a good season or two at Valencia. We signed Savio, after a good season at Girona. Of course, we already signed him. You know what I'm saying? But we already had him via Troyes, technically. But what I'm saying is that young players can come straight back to Manchester City from the Liga. And Perrone could easily reach that level. And Jake, Jake in the chat always has seen his talent. You were saying that, and I've always felt he's a good footballer, but not quite yet ready. And I still maintain he's not ready for Manchester City. I think another year in La Liga prove that he can actually play week in, week out at a very high level. And he's at a relegation fighting club last season, but let's see if he can establish himself as a full-on starter and really impress and keep up those impressive metrics and that development. And if so, bring him back as an understudy for Rodri. Absolutely. And of course he's growing still. He's only young. How old is he? 21, 22? Either way, he's not old at all. He's a pretty young Perrone. And I don't see any reason why he couldn't fill out a little bit, get stronger, get more used to European football in general, and become a pretty special footballer one day. I like him. I really do. I think he's got an awful lot of talent, and I think there's something there to be said for it. How you guys feeling? If you watched it last night about the England game, I'm still a little bit burned from it. I was furious watching last night. I rarely get angry at football, but last night, the cowardness on display, it annoyed me. It annoyed me an awful lot. And what England were piss poor. And as a result of that, the fallout, apparently, more England players have started to talk about how it was a mistake not to bring Jack Grealish to Euro 2024. Players were surprised when the call was announced, so now more amazed. I wonder who that could be. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's true, you know. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. He's a quality footballer. And I do think people looking around going, we could do with the control. And I think Jack Grealish is absolutely the kind of player who should have been there. Hello, Ruben. Ruben's coming in to say hello.
Is he alright too?
Yeah, he is. Come in, little man. He was alright yesterday. Everyone said he was very cute yesterday. Come on, do you want to say hello? Come on. Oh. Say hi, hello. Say hiya. Can you go, la, 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 la. You don't chew it. Can you say, what do you think of Jack Grealish not going to the Euros? Was it a bad idea? Was it silly? Can you say silly? Idea. Are you a better manager than Gareth Southgate? But when you want a possession-based system, you want to keep the ball. You need players who can keep the ball, don't you, Ruben? Or tractors, yeah. Or tractors. Tractors or... for tractors, you got the mouse. He's got my mouse. Okay, that'll do. Tractors or Ruben. Oh no, don't touch the mouse. You can have the lights, mate. You can play with the lights. Gonna play with the lights. There we go. Press the buttons. But yeah, to me, Ruben for Southgate. Yeah, absolutely. For me, he's changing the colour of lights. There we go. We've got a disco going on here. You do that. No. He just kicked me.
Well, the sun don't shine.
My baby maker. He doesn't want a brother or sister, obviously. But yeah, I feel like... No, he's off again.
Is this man in the shirt?
I'll leave it to do the disco in the background. I feel like he should have bought Jack Grealish, if we're being honest. We should have brought him. He's absolutely... He's absolutely... got the quality, the sufficient quality to change the course of this competition for England. I know his form wasn't great, but you know, I feel like you got to commit to a style. Go and get him, mummy. He's got chaos over here. But yeah, I do feel like he should have been there. Anyway, that's what I feel about it. It's a shame. It's a shame. He absolutely should have been there. He's a quality player, you know. Elsewhere. What's going on in the world of Manchester City? Of course, we've already talked about that, you know, about a potential Issa Kabore. Man City are apparently reporting watching Turkey, which is very interesting. Who could they be watching? I would love it to be Arda Güler, but I don't think it's going to be. You know, who could it be? Man City have Semi. I don't know anything about him. Semi. I can't even pronounce that, lad, so you're going to have to do it for me. Joel said only Ruben can save England on the pitch. I agree. You know, get out. He's a good dribbler. Hey, how many times have I made that joke? I don't know much about this guy. You'll have to tell me anything about him, but, you know, yeah, I don't know much about him at all, but that would be interesting. Jake said, what do you make about the rumours regarding Julian? I've not really seen any rumours recently. I saw some rumours back then about him potentially moving, considering first team football as a striker, and I think there is something in that, but I don't know if anyone's going to come in and actually put in that, you know, that bid that they would need to take him away from Manchester City. I would... Bye-bye, saying bye-bye. You want to come back up again? I don't know if it would actually happen. I don't think he's going to leave either. I'm with Joel on that. I don't really feel he's going to leave personally. Right, you got anything to say? Can you go la 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 la? Or city. Baby. Grab him, mummy. Right, anyway, I'm going to try to wrap up this video. Go. Bye-bye. I'll see you in a minute, little man. Right, love ya.
I love you.
He's waving at me. Say, subscribe. You went, like. He said like. Ruben said like. And if you haven't liked the video and Ruben said it, you're a monster. But anyway, I'll leave another deeply unprofessional video right here. No, it's fine. I'm not bothered. We're enough further into the video. He's knocking my light again. Please stop knocking my light. Every time Nicola walks down the stairs, she always knocks my light over. But anyway, I apologise for that, guys. Yeah, he's adorable. He's worth it. He's going to get ready for bed now. So he always wants to come up. Basically, my attic's above his nursery, so he has his dinner. I'm doing this video now, and he wants to come upstairs and say, "Hey, his daddy," because his daddy's amazing. Let's be honest, you know what I mean. He loves him to bits. But anyway, that's your daily dose of Manchester City and Ruben news. Apparently, thanks for watching. Give the video a like if you want to see ranting Esteemed Kompany. It never happens. You want to see Stephen on his soapbox having a big old go. Head over to my YouTube channel right now after this and go and check out my video yesterday about Southgate being so bad. He is. And I lined a spot of why. It is about Savio, Gomez, the fixtures released. Are England actually good? Vinny wanted silver. Honestly, I'm keeping these videos going. I hope you guys are enjoying them. So do me a massive favour. Give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. In a bit. Bye-bye.